The most quiet and withdrawn members of a group may be Sigma INFJs. However, this doesn't stop people from being more intrigued by their mystery. In fact, some particular qualities and routines are so precise that they contribute to INFJ's beauty. Here are 10 traits of a Sigma INFJ that people find irresistible. Number 10, they recognize their value. Sigma INFJs have confidence in their decisions and in themselves. Despite what people may say, they are self-assured and don't second-guess themselves. Their sense of value is independent of how others view them. It doesn't depend on getting approval from others or making a good impression. Instead, it is determined by their actual abilities, personalities, and skills. They trust in their inherent worth as human beings and have a genuine vision of themselves. That will make them unwilling to tolerate rude social interactions. Others can clearly see their degree of confidence since they are clear about how they present themselves to the world. They give off the impression that they are competent and value what they are doing. Since they have never been treated like trash and would never treat anyone in that way, they don't permit others to do so. Because of this, they never accept anything less than they deserve. Additionally, this makes the people around them perceive them as strong, bright, forceful, and uniquely gorgeous. This is the reason why many people are drawn to Sigma INFJs. Number 9, drama and negativity are avoided. The Sigma INFJ is the last to get involved in other people's drama because they wish to preserve their own tranquility. They are also the last to be affected negatively since, rather than being activated, they quickly dissociate their emotions from pointless disputes. They are more emotionally detached than most people, which makes their existence more tranquil and fulfilling. They concentrate their mental attention on things that are more significant, including those that can provide them happiness and contentment in life, rather than poison and hostility. The truth is that gloomy and negative people are not endearing. However, because Sigma INFJs are the kind of individuals who set boundaries and stay unperturbed by everyone else's drama, mature and optimistic people also seek them out for companionship. Have you surrounded yourself with emotionally responsible and peace-loving people as an INFJ Sigma? Number 8, they make others better. Have you ever seen a Sigma who values others' achievement over their own? If so, you are most likely a Sigma INFJ. These bright beings aim for collective success rather than personal excellence. If they can't elevate people alongside them, they won't view themselves as a successful mentor, leader, coworker, employee, or colleague. They only view themselves as successful or decent employees or colleagues if they have a big, clear impact on their company. Similarly, they only regard themselves as a great leader if they succeed alongside their supporters. This is why they consistently take actions that encourage others to develop, such as motivating others by praising them appropriately and inspiring them with their self-control. Yes, Sigma INFJs are eager to offer a sympathetic word to ease others' fears. Because of this, they continue to be more alluring than people who solely think about themselves. Number 7, they have no qualms about being human. One of the most modest persons on the earth are Sigma INFJs. They neither downplay their flaws nor overstate their advantages. They admit their shortcomings. Additionally, because they never give off a false idea of strength to make a good impression, others will feel comfortable and safe around them. People are able to sense their honesty and sincerity growing from within, which frees them to reciprocate and be openly vulnerable. This is why unhappy, troubled, conflicted people easily open up to them. They experience a sense of belonging and are exposed to their realities, which validates them by causing them to become aware of their inner truths. One quality that makes the Sigma INFJ appealing is their capacity to admit their flaws and be as fallible as everyone else. What are the exceptions, though, for a Sigma INFJ when it comes to showing your weakness in public? Number 6, they acknowledge and respect their requirements. As emotionally responsible people, Sigma INFJs have no trouble acknowledging when they need help or when they're getting burnt out. For them, being in charge and independent doesn't always entail depriving oneself of the things they might otherwise be able to get if they simply asked for assistance. For instance, while they are still working on other crucial chores, they can respectfully request their coworker to concentrate on their team project in the interim. This makes Sigma INFJs more adept at both activities without too depending on others. Consequently, others around them would have control on their capacity to recognize and respond to their needs. This merely demonstrates that they aren't feigning strength and independence for the sake of it. Number 5, they exercise tremendous restraint. People who are mature and appealing, like Sigma INFJs, have discovered a useful technique for grounding themselves in self-control. These wise beings are aware that everything worthwhile would always require perseverance and patience. They appreciate the benefits of delayed gratification because of this. Individuals must first deal with and endure the pains of self-discipline in order to reap larger pleasures. Simply put, they prioritized their obligations over fun in the hopes that they would soon enjoy longer leisure. This is what gives them influence and serves as an example for those who share their vision. The ability of successful Sigma INFJs to exercise self-control in exchange for higher, more pleasant rewards is often seen as evidence that one's efforts will eventually be rewarded. Are you content as a Sigma INFJ knowing that your perseverance can inspire individuals who aspire to the same things you do? Number 4, they acknowledge their errors. Because of their emotional maturity, Sigma INFJs don't have any trouble taking responsibility for their acts and owning their mistakes. They are conscious of their privilege in the material world, and they will make an effort to change their behavior. They accept responsibility for their biases, internal conflicts, and viewpoint flaws. Individuals are aware of how their worldview affects their relationships and careers. They can therefore become better persons regardless of who they deal with by owning and resolving these disputes. Anyone will be drawn to people who don't point the finger at others when things go wrong. People will respect the Sigma INFJ for having the spirit of accountability and humility since they take initiative and stop whining about their circumstances. Number 3, they try their best. Sigma INFJs have to work extra hard to achieve their goals if they want to get where they are. These reliable and tenacious workers know what they're doing and will stop at nothing to achieve their goals. This is what makes them so appealing in both corporate settings and professional settings. Their capacity to work without grumbling and complete their responsibilities satisfactorily even when no one is looking would be admired by brilliant minds like them. Additionally, their bosses would value their capacity to act independently when neither they nor anyone else instructed them to. These particulars set them apart from the other dreamers who are merely prepared to put forth the barest minimum. Overworking may be a risk for Sigma INFJs who do things very well. But because they are aware of their strengths and limitations, they are better than that. Is your workplace supportive of your efforts? Number 2, they don't engage in rivalry. Sigma INFJs are happy with who they are, and if they ever try to compete, it's with themselves rather than with others. By striving to be better than they were in the past, individuals significantly strengthen their moral character and develop their abilities. They overcome their old, unproductive behaviors, overcome their concerns that once prevented them from achieving their goals, and accept fresh viewpoints. Sigma INFJs aim to be more competent than their former self, as opposed to those who want to be better than everyone else, gradually encouraging them to work more productively. This is why they won't come off as being overly competitive or concerned with other people's life. They will sound professional and composed rather than frantic and trying to please others. Number 1, they don't worry about things that are unimportant. For the Sigma INFJ, it's a vicious cycle. They are aware that worrying may be a result of a desire for control, which they do not possess. They don't fret about the results of their social interactions because they don't give a fig about what others think or whether opposing viewpoints matter. Without a doubt, not for the Sigma. This explains why they are less uncomfortable and fearful in social situations than other times when they are pleasing other people. Since the majority of these factors are beyond their control and probably of little consequence, they aren't interested in exerting control over everything around them. They are aware that no matter how they apologize or rearrange their priorities, others will still treat them poorly. They are aware that they cannot prohibit others from criticizing them or from modifying their moral standards. These items do not, in the first place, offer their lives purpose and meaning. And because the Sigma emphasizes the elements that enrich people's existence, like their own attitudes, viewpoints, and behaviors, their emotional intelligence, maturity, and resiliency serve as inspiration for others. Have you ever tried worrying about unimportant things if you're a Sigma INFJ? How did it impact your emotional well-being? Sigma INFJs are self-aware, confident, and accept themselves for who they are. They have no trouble maintaining their ground, establishing boundaries, and making decisions, with their capacity to externalize this inner strength. It is understandable that many around them likewise find them alluring. Do your friends and family members accept you for who you are as a Sigma INFJ? Do you believe that they have already witnessed your strong real self?